So far, no luck, but we're going to continue our search in the lumber area.
Where are the real men? Where have you gone to? And I'm talking handymen.
There's no good masculine men out there who can actually help me with the basic necessities of life.
I'm confident we have masculine men out there, they just don't want to deal with your attitude.
You know, a lot of people say they're gonna pick up guys at Home Depot, but I'm gonna show you guys how it's really done, okay?
All the good men aren't taken. They're just extremely hard to find.
Going to Home Depot to look for a handyman boyfriend.
I'm gonna tell you where you're gonna find your man at.
Everyone is on survival mode, that's why they're storming Home Depot looking for a man.
Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Going to Home Depot to find a husband. Walking around. No see yours, please. Spotted, maybe. Me pretending to be interested in this. Okay.
I don't like 50-50. I don't do coffee dates. I don't care how much money I ever make. I still want my man to pay for everything. He should pick me up. He should drop me off. He should buy me Ubers. In exchange, he gets to not embarrass me and breathe my air. I think it's pretty fair. I think we're even Stevens. Otherwise, I don't need a man just to have a man. This is for me. For the guys who are mad, though. Cry about it.
This is what we'd call pure delusion. It's hard to imagine what man would rush to fulfill this woman's demands to not looking for a partner. She's looking for a caretaker. In her mind, her presence alone should be enough for a man to invest in her. Where does this entitlement come from? It's born out of fantasies and illusions. This idea that simply being born a woman entitles her to receive without contributing. For her, the role of a man is reduced to a glorified babysitter, a constant provider while she brings nothing to the table. Here are comments. If she doesn't need a man but still requires many things from a man, then she's selfish as hell. So what I'm seeing is a man dealing with a newborn baby that can talk. What's in it for the man not embarrassing her and gets to breathe her air? Yeah, she's not a good person. And now there's the self-entitled narcissist that keep us from wanting to date.
The worst part about living where I live is not only the fact is that everybody is married or in a relationship, engaged, about to get married, and has a family, is that you can't even date. I mean, like, I am single and young. I have my own apartment. You think I would be able to have a sneaky link, a situationship. You can't even have that. So I'm going insane. I need to be tied to a tree because this is just unfair. It's like I can't even really be in my youth and explore certain things because everyone's fucking married. Do you know what this is like?
It's hard to tell if this is serious or meant as a joke, but this woman seems more focused on having casual flings than on finding a meaningful relationship. Instead of seeking out a partner who genuinely values her, she's lamenting the loss of casual sneaky links. It's unfortunate, and it does raise questions about the effects of hookup culture. Why rely on casual flings or situationships to explore oneself? What's the deeper logic here? It's worth considering whether such choices are actually fulfilling, or if they're just a short-term distraction from building something lasting and real.
You know, a lot of people say they're gonna pick up guys at Home Depot, but I'm gonna show you guys how it's really done, okay? Don't be wearing your like Louis and whatever Prada or whatever bags you have. Because if they see that, like, you know, those like really large bags, because then they're going to be like, oh my God, like I can't even afford her. I'm not even going to come near her. So you want to look a little modest. Once you're inside, you have to act extra lost. Pretend you lost your mom and you can't find her. You want to go straight to plumbing, okay? You're not going to find anybody in the tile section. Nobody's going to help you out there. So now you have the contractor's phone number. So what do you do next? You throw that shit away, okay? Because most of those guys are married. You need to leave them alone.
I just want to know, where do all the single men hang out at? Are you guys at a bar? Like, do I need to start going to the bars? Because Hinge at the moment is just a disappointment. So definitely not on Hinge. Are you just hibernating at home? Obviously, I'm not going to be able to find you at the house playing cards. Do I need to start going to Bunnings more often? I need to start going to like footy games. Like, where do I need to go to find some nice, eligible single bachelors or single men that are actually decent? I'm sure many of us single women are curious to know where we're going to meet someone, because social media is not it. My friends don't have friends that they can hook me up with. Or are you going through like a divorce right now? So you're just kind of finalizing those. Anyways, no offense, but yeah. Let me know, because we are curious and we want to know, where do you all hang out?
Men didn't just give up on dating on a whim. For many, it was a gradual, painful realization after years of rejection, disrespect, or being treated as an option despite putting in real effort. This wasn't a hasty decision, but rather a response to feeling undervalued and overlooked. Men, like anyone, reach a breaking point when enough is enough. Many are now seeing that dating, as it currently stands, often doesn't offer them the same fulfillment or respect they're looking for. For men who want genuine connection and respect, stepping back has become a necessary decision rather than a choice. Here are comments we're everywhere, but we get ignored. I'm real, so where do we meet women that actually want to meet decent guys like myself? Yes, I want to know too. All the dating apps are a dumpster fire. Building their empires conferences, trade shows, networking events, depends what men you're looking for, I guess.
When people are asking where are all the single, good women out there, they're in their home, of course. You're never gonna find us because we're at home hiding. Duh! Do you think you're gonna find us in bars? No. Do you think that you're gonna find us in clubs? No. We're at home, watching TV, reading a book. Maybe we're probably a little bit of a homebody or just traveling the world. What are your thoughts?
Finally, my first time getting hit on in Home Depot.
And how did that go?
And he's not even attractive.
Well, that's unfortunate. Perhaps next time one should hold up a sign saying, "Don't bother hitting on me unless one happens to be attractive. Only attractive men need apply."
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
A person could only guess.
But I'm here all the time. So for all you people who are like, go to Home Depot, that's where all the men are. No, they're not.
The men are actually there. But the thing that one is failing to take into consideration is that men have been told repeatedly by women not to approach them because that could be considered creepy or even harassing behavior. And the men have been paying attention because since they have no way of knowing what each woman considers to be attractive, they are just playing it safe and not even bothering. So my recommendation is if one really wants to get a man's attention at a hardware store, which is full of tools and possible project ideas, one had probably better approach him.
Ever noticed how a guy approaching a woman at Home Depot only seems creepy if he's not conventionally attractive? Imagine the exact same scenario if he's tall, fit, and charming. Suddenly the narrative shifts. We start to see it as charming instead of creepy, all because of how attraction skews perception. This is a reminder of just how powerful appearance can be in shaping opinions on people's actions. When one guy might be labeled creepy, another with the same approach could be seen as charismatic simply because of his looks. And let's be honest here, most of the men at Home Depot aren't exactly looking for romantic opportunities while picking out supplies. They're there on a mission, grabbing what they need, getting their job done, and moving on with their day. These guys aren't cruising aisles thinking about someone else's emotional baggage or trying to be a knight in shining armor. Here are comments, facts. To be honest, these days I don't even try and rather just be alone. Always play it safe, otherwise a misunderstanding can have bigger issues. Men are at Home Depot to look for supplies, not to pick up women. It's become that toxic nowadays for men to approach women. I don't even bother nowadays, life's just easier.
There's no good masculine men out there who can actually help me with the basic necessities of life. And so I gotta do it all on my own. When we get to the extreme of hyper independence, we come to this belief that we no longer need the presence of a man or that we no longer need the presence of anybody. We end up leaving no room for a high quality man into our lives. Who wants to provide, who wants to show up. Can you set the intention to actually make room to receive that man?
This is exactly why dating can be challenging for some women today. Think about it when a guy steps into a relationship and sees a woman who's already financially established, secure, and acting like she doesn't need him. He's going to start wondering, where does he fit? If her attitude is, "I've got everything handled, I don't need you for anything," then what role is left for him to play? It's not that men want control or dominance, they just want to feel valued, to know they bring something meaningful to the relationship. The issue here isn't a lack of masculine men, it's that some women aren't leaving any room for a man to naturally step into his role. Men need to feel like they're contributing, whether that's through protection, guidance, emotional support, or any other strength they can offer. When a woman operates as though she's entirely self-sufficient and doesn't need any of that, he can start to feel, well, unnecessary.
Going to Home Depot to look for a handyman boyfriend. Or he can just come find me in the garden section.
All the good men aren't taken. They're just extremely hard to find. A majority of us are left with one of two options. You can either wait 3 or 4 years till all the married get divorced, or you can continue to pick from the clearance rack and hope that you luck up and find something stashed in between the hangers. It's like, y'all ever been to Ross? Y'all ever been shopping at Ross? Ross be having some, but you gotta like go through every hanger and every aisle to find that gem. Every once in a while you gonna find some fly No. And that's just what it's like dating right now. It's giving Ross. It's giving Ross.
Here are comments. Every woman has a good man that would treat her right in her phone, saved as corny dude. The good men are the ones your friends own. We're not hard to find, you all just have too many requirements before giving a brother a chance. It's hilarious listening to women talk about this like they didn't contribute to this problem. There's good men, it's just people are prioritizing the wrong thing. People need to start prioritizing the character of the person.
Be honest with me, what is the real reason why you're single right now?
I'm so glad you asked. Let's get into it. So I've been single for a while now, and during that time, I made sure to really figure out what I wanted out of life and what I wanted out of a partner. And ironically enough, during that time, I also moved away from my home. So I moved out to California from New York and was really all on my own. And I really came to find out that there really is nothing anybody can offer me that I cannot provide for myself. I'm able to travel by myself. I'm able to have dinner by myself, go to the movies by myself. Like, I genuinely just enjoyed my own company. And because I do things on my own term, I am really disappointed. So when someone comes into my life and tries to take a part of my time, you have to be pretty exceptional for me to risk disappointment. So when these boys come into my life and act all pressed like, is there another man? The answer is no. You're not competing against another man. You're competing against me. And quite frankly, most of you guys are losing.
Well, it's pretty clear why she's single. I don't get why some women think treating their relationship like a competition with their man is somehow attractive. It's not. It's exhausting and frankly a huge turnoff. Think about it. Have you ever met a guy who says, I just finished a long day at work, now let me go home and compete with my girlfriend? No man is looking for that kind of dynamic. Relationships are supposed to be a source of peace, connection, and support, not a battleground where it's all about who's more successful or dominant. When a woman sees her relationship as a competition, it kills the spirit of partnership. Instead of fostering mutual respect and collaboration, it creates constant tension, turning a potential partnership into a power struggle. Most men aren't out there searching for someone to one-up them. They want someone who's willing to build with them, not against them.
Do you think that women know how to treat men in relationships?
Absolutely not. No chance.
Okay. And that is literally just saying to a man, like, I respect you. Thank you so much for the hard work that you've put in.
Yeah. And I think it's that simple. It's not an overcomplicated question. We both provide and, hey, just say thanks for whatever the hell it might be. Mm-hmm. Or, you work 80 hours a week. From her side, you're never home. From your side, you're like, do you have any idea what's going through my head? I'm trying to provide a lifestyle. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. But it's not reciprocated of, hey, I understand what you're doing for us. It's, oh, you're just doing it because that's what you want to do. You don't want to be home.
If he stopped working, what do you think the outcome would be?
Probably not good.
Yeah. Imagine that being in the back of your head at all times.
Yeah.
Men who do this are highly attractive to women. What qualities truly make a man sexy and attractive? The answer may surprise you, and no, it's not being 6 feet, having raging abs, or being super rich, so bear with me. I've asked various women what they truly look for, and they've all said something that really surprised me, and it's not being athletic, tall, or rich. One trait that seems to have the potential to trump all the other qualities I just listed is your masculinity. Women often say, I fell for him because he makes me feel like a woman. So when you're able to embrace your healthy masculine identity, that's when a woman can truly feel like a woman around you.
I just can't buy into this statement. Let's be real, every guy knows the answer is always about two things: money and being over 6 feet tall. Women don't seem to ask about character anymore. Instead, it's all about what's in his wallet or his bank account. It feels like qualities that used to mean something like honesty, loyalty, and kindness have been pushed aside for things as superficial as height and financial status. We've gone from a time when people valued who you were on the inside to a culture that prioritizes what you can provide on the outside. And it's no wonder that so many men feel like they're in this never-ending uphill battle. Instead of being appreciated for their integrity, hard work, or values, they're being judged on arbitrary factors like height or the size of their paycheck.
Where are the real men? Where have you gone to? And I'm talking handymen. Men that can fix things, men that can do manly things. Where are you?
Where are they? They're off enjoying life. They're doing the manly things that you think they don't do anymore. They're hunting, they're fishing, they've gone golfing, they're hanging out with their buds, and those things around the house, they've already done them. In fact, they do them ahead of time so they don't become a problem. Those things that you all claimed aren't really a big deal, that only take a few minutes here and there. Nothing like having to, spend the 3 minutes it takes to load a dishwasher or put a load of laundry in the washer. And now, ladies, after telling us for decades that you didn't want us, didn't need us, you're strong and independent, you can do anything a man can, men have heard you, and they're letting you do exactly that. And y'all have suddenly figured out that, well, maybe that's not what we wanted. We don't want to have to do those dirty jobs and possibly break a nail or get our hair and makeup messed up. We don't want to have to climb ladders or go into dirty, spider-infested basements to have to do some repairs. We don't want to do any of that. And some of you figured, well, we'll just hire men to come in and do that, only to find out that's gotten pretty expensive now, if you can even find one because they're so busy. You ladies created this situation. Now you get to own it, which begs the question, why are you asking these questions? You already know the answer. The problem is you don't want to acknowledge that you're the ones responsible for it. You don't want to have to take accountability that you told men to go away and they've done just that. And I hate to break it to you ladies, but they ain't coming back anytime soon.
Here are comments we're everywhere, but we get ignored, hiding from crazy women and enjoying life. They are fixing the stuff and admiring their workmanship. We don't need the honey-do list that never ends. Working, fixing things around the house and enjoy life, going out on weekends, going on vacation. If some women are just looking for a handyman, they might as well Google one. It's almost comical how, after years of shouting about independence and how they don't need a man, some women seem to expect men to step in and make life easier the moment things get tough. The irony is hard to miss after all this talk about doing it alone. There's suddenly a realization of a man's value, but only when he's done, gone, and fed up. What's even more frustrating is the assumption that men are just supposed to be there, waiting on standby to swoop in as soon as these women decide they've had enough of going it solo. For years, they've been pushing men away, saying they're better off without them, only to turn around and expect those same men to step up when it's convenient. Is it any surprise that men are tired of this? Why should they show up when they've already been shown that they aren't needed or even appreciated until it fits someone else's timeline? For many men, enough is enough. They're done waiting to be valued only when things get hard.